Everyone's okay? Yeah. You guys are so quiet. Can we shut that door, do you think? Or is somebody out there? Oh, it's all right. No, because I want it shut because of the air conditioning on. But if you want to be out there, that's fine. So you're only okay?
Not really.
Not really what? Let's try something. Do you know what I'm talking about tonight? Does anybody have a clue what I'm talking about?
Because we are still overweight. That's
why. What we're talking about this evening, so no one's on the group page? None of you are on the group page? Yes, vibrations. No one's on the group page? None of you are on the group page. You're all in the program, but you're not on our private group page. So one of you, how many? How come? You don't all have Facebook?
I saw you once.
But you don't have the group page?
Yes.
You don't look? You don't check it out?
I didn't check it.
Well, one of the best things about the group page is it's supportive, you know, like people are looking for answers, and on the group page people are asking questions, and that's where we're providing answers. And plus we're providing, you know, positive encouragement, you know. I mean, I spend time on this thing making videos so that people can watch them and be encouraged. Every little bit helps. Are you really gonna watch me on that camera? Yeah, you like TV a lot, huh?
She's Italian.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. The screen. That's the young generation. Listen, the group page is really important. I think it's something that you should probably take advantage of if you're trying, and if you're still struggling with things. If you're still struggling, you should be using everything to your advantage, and the group page is one of them. So then, in reality, I guess you don't know what I'm speaking about, except for, do you know what I'm speaking about? Yes. Vibrations. You know what I'm speaking about? Vibrations. Do you know what vibrations mean? Yeah. Do you understand vibrations? Yes. This is going to be a weird conversation for this country, I think, because you're saying yes?
Very.
It's weird, but it's important.
No, it will
sorry?
It will sound weird.
It's going to sound weird to you, but it's important.
Yeah.
I'll show you what vibrations are about. All right? So you're all sitting here in the room, and I walk in like this. What do you feel? You feeling something from me? You feeling anything from me? You feeling what?
Negative.
Negativity. Okay. Lazy. It's not lazy. What it is negative energy. What you're feeling is my vibration. The more powerful of a person that I am, the more powerful you're going to feel that energy. So if I walk in like that, it's going to affect you. You're all waiting. You also all have vibrations to you as well. If I walk in like this. All right, hey, how's it going? Like this. What, you guys are like, you're up, you're listening. Now what's happening? And I'm like this, and you're going, oh my God. And you also have a vibration. And your vibration could be that you're not happy, that you're dissatisfied, that I think I asked you right away, and you're having a nervous breakdown. Everyone's got their own things going on, all right? But vibrations, you should understand what they are and how they affect you, and how they can be used in a very positive way, how they can be used to help you, and how they can be used to destroy you. Because in everything that I speak about, listen, as I said before many times, I can sit here and talk about food all day long. It's irrelevant about food. And I can speak about exercise all day long. And speaking about exercise is irrelevant. And I can speak about calories or carbohydrates, and that's irrelevant. And I can speak about whatever you want to talk about, and it's all irrelevant. Because what's relevant, because people complain about everything. They see the negative in everything. We can talk about all those things. And we can nourish or nurture your negative feelings. We can nurture your dissatisfaction. We can nurture your sadness. We can make you even feel worse. But all those things aren't going to help you succeed in a program which is about changing your life, which in its own vibration is one of the most powerful things that you could actually do, is change your life. You are going to sit here and be negative and think negative. Inevitably, what you're going to do in that negative state is going to bring everyone else around you down. Or, if you have a high vibration and you're positive, maybe you can bring everybody else up. I would tend to think that the reason why you're here is that you might sense that I have high vibration, meaning that I resonate positivity. Would that be fair to say? Do you look at me like a positive person?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then if I'm a positive person to you, you already sense my vibration. So you already feel that the reason why you're coming here tonight is so that you can feel better. Now there's a danger in that, so you know, because when somebody has high vibration and others see that you have high vibration, and when someone sees that you're really strong, others will suck it out of you as quick as they possibly can so that they feel good, leaving you dead. Called vampires. Literally. Sucking out the energy of somebody. And when that happens, someone like myself, for example, I am a high vibration person. I am a very high energy person. I'm very sensitive to energy, and I have a lot of positivity to give, but I too, like you, struggle. I too, like you, have issues. Money, relationship, goals that I want to accomplish that aren't happening. How about time? I haven't had time today, even for myself. I got to go upstairs, go to the washroom, and back I am here again. After doing a 2-hour talk, you know, so I too have challenges, and I still have to be strong. But vibrations are very, very powerful when it comes to, in the very end of it all, your success. If you don't understand about your vibration, if you don't understand about vibrations at all, then you're basically walking into a room completely blind and not ready to get what you're going to receive. You know enough to know, as I said, that you're here to get positive reinforcement. So much so, I'm going to say what you said, so much so that you have no problem after I walk out of the office to let me know immediately that you're having a nervous breakdown and you're going to collapse. No, don't take it wrong. I want to, no. Don't apologize. I want to encourage you. It's fine, but what it says is that you're that comfortable in your state and you're that comfortable in my state that you would ask that question. Because some people, if they're very uncomfortable with me, or let's say they are, let's say you're around someone that intimidates you or scares you and you don't feel good vibes from them, what are you going to do? You're not even going to say, excuse me. That's why when people are shopping here, they go, sorry. You're already apologizing to get someone's attention because you're afraid to bother them. And that's their job, to help you. So you feel so comfortable, in fact, because you feel something that you're willing to ask for it. It's important that that happens, but you better understand your own vibration and you better start learning about people's around you. Because if you don't understand it, things are going to happen. Now, number one, here's a scenario. I could be a very high energy person, lots of positive vibrations, and I meet you and today you're in the negative. You're sad, you're sorrowful, you have personal issues that are bothering you, and so you're of a low vibration. So you are emitting negativity to me. Now, I'm positive. Now, what's going to happen in this situation? What can happen between the two of you? With me positive and you negative. What's going to happen? What could happen? What do you think?
Either I take your positivity or
I
take
That's
your positivity or you take my negativity.
Absolutely. Now, how does that stop from happening? Now, for example, if today is my birthday, and it's not, but when people have a day like that, you know what they say on their birthday? They wake up and they say, you know what? Nothing's going to get me down today. Nothing. So if I walk with that positive energy today, and I have that attitude, and I come across you, and maybe your negative is because you couldn't find a parking spot. Maybe you're a little bit down because you had to walk 3 blocks, or maybe you're a little bit down because you had to wait for something, and so yours is, in this situation, and mine is where I'm not going to move. So in reality, you're going to try to invade my space and see if you can pull me down, but in a sense, you're not doing it on purpose, but you're not going to pull me down because I said nothing's going to bring me down today, and I'm going to continue to be positive, and you're going to do what? Rise up. It's very important. It's important to know that. Because when you are a person who, say, for example, has tough times, and you're struggling with things, whether it's your own challenge or your own life, what should you do to make sure that you're successful? What should you do? Not try harder. What should you, based on what we're talking about, where should you go? Be around,
with positive.
that's it, be around people that possess positive energy. But a lot of you will do what? You'll sit in negative energy. Thank God, you're negative, me too. Let's talk about it. And I start crying on your shoulder, you start crying on my shoulder, and you start feeling better about being bad and unhappy, and you say that's okay, and it's no wonder I'm like this, and I say it's true, life sucks, and you say yeah, life really does suck, and before you know it, we're both going to Dingley Cliffs, hand in hand, we're going to jump. Right? You have to find yourself around positive people. I saw you in my office the last time I did a mentor meeting. You felt the positive energy. I haven't seen you since. So you know I haven't seen you since. And you're going to say right today after being here, see, this is why we need to come. Because this is what we need, right? But you don't need this once every 2 weeks. And I can't provide this 24 hours a day either. You have to find this within yourself and within others. What happens, for example, that's the one scenario. You come up to me. I can actually come down to your level as well. I could actually come down. Okay, and you have to be very, very careful about that, because if you're like that, and you're trying to inspire those around you, and you're negative, and you're a powerful mom, and you're negative, what are you going to do with that? You're going to have them crashing down to your level. Right? I'm not saying you.
So no, it's true what you're saying, because I experimented
Okay.
my life.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be the parent, or if you're going to be the leader in your household, if you're going to be the leader at your work, you're going to walk in like this, and you're going to be discouraging everyone. You can't be upset that they're not producing. You can't be upset that your department is failing. You can take responsibility for that, because in reality, if you're the leader, if you're the one who stood up and said, listen, not to say that everyone stands up. I didn't ever really stand up and say, listen, everyone come knocking on my door 24/7. I didn't do that, but it's something it's a role I've taken on. But when you are in a position of leadership, or you've been raised up to that leader responsibility, you need to take that responsibility, and you need to lead by example, and you need not show up in front of other people and bring them down. Because their life is now in your hands as well. What pressure. What pressure. If I open the gates up right now and say to you right now, please tell me your complaints, you're going to start unloading on me in a heartbeat, because you feel that you have them. You feel you have every reason and right to complain. About what? About what? That you're alive? About what? That you have power to change today? About what's your complaint? Really, what's your complaint? You have nothing to complain about. If you have anything to complain about, in the end, you have to look at yourself and see where your own energy is coming from. What you're doing every day. Are you waking up like this? Oh, another day. Another day. The same as yesterday. I'm never going to make it. I'm always failing. This is stupid. I can't do it. I can't. That's the language I listen to every single day. It's I'm surprised I'm not down in that position. But I made a decision. It's not my birthday. Every day is my life, and I'm not going to let anybody take me down. You understand? But every day I listen to it every single day about what people's problems are and how they can't do this, and my problem is that, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. You're speaking. You know what self-prophesizing is? It is telling your future today. You're going to tell me what tomorrow. You're going to destroy tomorrow today. You're burning a path down your future. My problem is this, I can't do that, it won't work for me, I can't make this happen, I can't follow this, I can't go that, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, blah, 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 a bunch of words out of your mouth that are rhetoric, they're garbage, they're nothing, they mean nothing, but they mean everything to you because you believe in so much that tomorrow you wake up and lo and behold, it's exactly what happens. You have problems, you have issues, you're not changing, you can't do it, you want to just throw yourself off the bridge because you can't manage. You can't handle it. That's your life, but you're making that up, mate. You're doing that on your own. And then when you're in that position, what are you asking for at that moment? When you're in that position, you come. Oh, don't worry, interrupt. Jump right over. When you're in that position, the first thing you do, help. You reach your hand up because you're drowning. But you threw yourself in the water, and then you want someone to save you. I may sound hard, okay? I may sound critical. I'm not. This is a wake-up call. You cannot put yourself in a boat with a hole in it, with no oars, no gas, no way, no direction, and the only thing you've done is set yourself up for failure, end up sinking, and then go, hey, someone help me. Why? Why? You want to pull someone in? Because as soon as you do this, your first thing, you think you want to be saved. You don't want to save yourself. You usually want to drown the person around you so that you feel better about your circumstances. I have never seen anyone fail ever in my life when they're really trying. I've never seen it yet. Really, I've never seen it. There is no mountain too big that you can't overcome. There's nothing that you can't do if you try hard enough. If you try smart enough. Smart enough. Vibrations. It's about everything. It is so important that you understand it. So, okay, so now what happens? What happens now I'm with you, and you're not upset because you couldn't find parking. You're upset because your sister passed away. At the same time, you're going through financial troubles. You're losing your home, and your marriage is in a shitstorm. And everything is falling apart around you, and you are dead serious about being unhappy. So it's not a light thing that you're just going to easily come up of. And I'm dead set against you taking me down. So we're in the same room now. And you're going to experience this. What's going to happen now? What's going to happen between you and me? Think about it for a second. You're not budging. I'm not going to budge either. I'm not going down and you're not coming up. What's going to happen now?
What I try to do?
What do you think is going to happen?
There'll be a conflict.
Absolutely. And what's going to happen at that conflict? You and I are going to go like this and we're going to part ways immediately. I'm not staying in a room with you and you're not staying with me. We are not going to see eye to eye about nothing. We are going to fight. We are going to battle. If you have battles between husband and wife, I guarantee you that's why it is, because they're both seeing things from an opposition. One is saying, hey, and this, trust me, I've been in relationships. I'm 49 years old, okay? I've been in relationships a long time, and I have had this problem all the way along. I'm positive and someone's negative, and I don't like to see people negative, so get up. I hate excuses. I don't like it. I don't believe in them. When you don't believe in excuses, then you don't have any excuses, then you have no excuse to fail or to not succeed, so then all that's left is success breeds success. That's how you become successful, because you just don't even accept anything otherwise. So I've been in that relationship where I've been nothing but successful, or positive and confident, and they are dead set that their life is the shits, their history is this, I grew up like this happened to me, this is my problem, I have all these things going against me, and then we fight. And a fight it is, and tooth and nail. And I don't get any ground on the deal. In the end, I'm tired. But I'm not gonna go down. I'm not negative. They look at me and say I'm selfish. You don't understand. You don't care about me. You don't love me. Why? I don't love you because I won't join you in your misery. Because I won't accept the fact that life is this shitty. Is that why I don't love you? Is because I'm not joining you in your pity party? And they're not coming my way, so I'm getting mad saying, what is wrong with you? You got to be stubborn. You got to be so focused on negativity that that's all there is in life. Is that the way you understand? You ever been in that position? I'm sure you have. Husband and wife, happens all the time. Friends all the time. Mother, daughter, happens all the time. You need to understand that dynamic. You can't walk around life like this. What's going to happen with me? Am I going to be successful? You know, I want to change my life, and you're blindfolded. You have to have, there's consequences to your decisions. There's consequences to the responsibilities that you're taking under. This whole thing about making excuses, I don't know whoever enabled you to let you make excuses. Who did that? How does anyone feel so entitled to start making excuses?
I think we're brought up like that.
Absolutely, I agree. Why is that? Well,
For
why do you think you're brought up for that?
affection.
So yeah, now you're talking about something else altogether because this goes all the way back. You can go all the way back to the past. Husband and wife. Husband's always in the field all the time working, so the mother's at home with her children. She needs love. Mothers need love. Just because they're 40 or 50 doesn't mean they're still not a child on the inside. You're the same as you were when you were 15 years old. Your mind is still young. I know. I'm almost 50, and I think I'm 15 years old. So I mean, you don't change. And when you don't change, when you're 15, you want love and affection, and you want to be held and cuddled and all that kind of stuff. So now you're 50, you still want the same thing, and the only way you're going to get that is by what? Making sure that the ones that are going to give you that need you. They have to need you. You have to have power and importance in their life. If they don't need you, they leave. And then all of a sudden you don't feel like you're important anymore. And the only person who's going to make you feel important is what? Your husband? But he's never around, he's working all the time. Work is important. Taking care of the household, the finances is important. Yeah, nurtured. But just because you were taught that, does that mean it's right and that you have to continue it? I mean, how long ago was it that they thought the world was round, or square, or flat? What? Christopher Columbus, 1400? 1400, so we're 2000. So what's that, 600 years ago? So 600 years ago they thought the world was flat, so they didn't want to sail out like that because they felt they're going to go over the edge and fall off. So is it the truth? No, the world is completely round. So that's just because you were raised with a thought, and just because you were raised and conditioned and nurtured to be a certain way, doesn't really mean that you yourself are going to have to live that. Do you have a mind? Don't take me wrong, please. Don't think I'm being disrespectful. Do you not have a mind of your own? Where does your life start and their life end with you? I'm not a biblical person, but I'm sure some of you are. In the Bible, it talks about when a husband and a wife leave their family, they cleave. That means they cut the connection between their family and they go to their new family, which is their husband. So now they start a whole new family, and that's called the generation. That's how you continue. You don't take the past of your experiences, especially the negative, and take it with you. You use your own mind at that moment in time. You take what you've learned, you see it, you say, was that right for me? I mean, after all, I'm looking at you, but I don't mean you. This is a child raising children. Every mother on their first child is a child raising a child. They have no idea what they're doing. Ask, how many kids do you have? So, guaranteed, how you raise the first one and how you raise the fourth one are vastly different.
It's not the same.
Of course, because the first one you want to be perfect, because you're a child raising a child. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know how to put the child on here. A nurse has to help you with that. That's the first one. By the third one, boom. You do it upside down. You flip them, boom. That's it.
Thank you.
Simple. You don't worry the same anymore. You get good sleeps, and that the fourth child, they're the spoiled ones. They, oh my God, they go out. The fourth one and the first child, they don't like each other. Oh, Mom never let me do that. I'm so jealous of you. So when you are now that parent, you cannot look at what you have experienced beforehand and say everything is the way it's got to be. You have to use your own opinions and your own mind. You got to raise your family the way that you see it being fit. And I can only say this, and this is my only opinion. It's only my opinion. Raise your family with positivity. Raise your family with open love and respect. Men or women. Men love your children just as much as women. Share it, say it. It's done a lot of damage generations before where fathers don't say things. If the house is raised with care and positivity and encouragement, and obviously you as the parent leading by example, meaning what? Don't unconditionally love your children and hate yourself. Don't tell your children fat, skinny, poor, rich, a bank robber or a lawyer, I love you. And then you, a little bit overweight, looking in the mirror saying, I'm no good, I'm ugly, I hate myself, I will never go to the beach, and don't take a picture of me. I just had it yesterday. I did it with a client, a consultation. Her kids, you know, he's bored after 90 minutes of me talking, and anybody would be. And the kid's got his mom's iPad, and he's going click, 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 taking 3,000 pictures. And he was taking them of me. She had no problem with that. But as soon as he flipped the camera onto her, oh no, stop. She interrupted everything to delete the picture. She hated her picture being taken. What do you think that sends a message to the kid? And don't think that kids at 3 years old don't pick that up. They're much more smarter at 3 years old than you think. As a matter of fact, everything that they are today is because of what you did to them for the first 1 and 2 years. They knew everything then. They knew how to wrap you around their finger by the first time they cried. And you came, oh good God, what's the problem? They had you then. So as now, it's important to understand that the household has to be run in a very positive way. And the vibration in the house, you want to walk in the house and feel good. You want everyone to walk in the house and feel good. And that's how it is. If you're positive and they're positive and the relationship is positive and your friends are positive and everything you say is positive, well, there shouldn't be pressure to be negative. Then everything is what? It doesn't mean it's perfect. But you have the best start and the best chance at having a really, really successful relationship and a successful life and a successful attitude about the things that you're going to get. And if that's the case for all of you, guess what you're all here for tonight? Certainly not for me to pick you up. We're just all going to mingle and have a nice conversation and all feel good about being around people that are like-minded and positive. And it just feels good to be around people like that because the spirit flies. You know, positive people bring positive energy. If we all get up now and do the wave, if I get you all out to do that, at first you think it's stupid, but then in about 30 seconds from now, you're all going to start laughing. Then when you start laughing, you start realizing that laughter makes you feel good. And then you laugh even more. And before you know, you don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. You just remember that you laughed so hard, you had a great time. You walk out going, oh my God, that guy, he's so smart. And all I did is I got to stand up and do the wave like this. Something stupid. It's little things. It's little things. It's the vibration. It's the vibes. You hear it all the time. People say, oh my God, I got a bad vibe from that guy. You have intuition. Women, you have intuition. You know what intuition is? It's the sixth sense, right? It's paying attention. It's not really an intuition. It's not really intuition. It's just paying attention. It's having experience in your own life, having gone through it before, and identifying it when you see it. Because you've done it yourself. You play the games when you were young, so you see the children playing the same games. I see this a mile away. It's not always intuition, you just know. You call it intuition. But in reality, when it comes to vibrations, this is something for real. And the attitudes will change, most definitely on the way that you present your case in your household and in your life. Do you really have a lot to complain about? Has anybody here done a gratitude list? You've done a gratitude list, yeah? What is a gratitude list?
Being thankful for things rather than saying bad things.
Yeah.
Everybody has bad things. I mean, you can just have a crappy day at school.
So you wrote a gratitude list. How many things on the gratitude list?
Harder to find than you know.
Really?
Because I want to give you the reason. Because I don't think we're used to seeing good things. Like, I don't walk into class and say, you know, it was actually quite interesting. You go and say, oh, it took me 6 hours to get that really. And so there, you look at negativity more than positivity. reality, and that's
So
why
you're
it's
identifying that, so I guess that's the first place where you want to start.
It was hard. It gets easier after you do it a couple of
Sure.
times.
So you've done a gratitude. When's the last time you read it?
No idea.
Too long.
Because I don't read it. What I like to do is every time I'm having a bad day, and I found that it works, rather than complaining, right? For everything you complain about, to get to write 3 things that you're grateful for, and it can be as simple as, you know, I got to work on time without traffic, and it could make your day. Like as much as getting stuck in an hour of traffic can just almost ruin it if you let it. It could be no traffic on the way home, without
Absolutely.
parking.
So let's give an example. Grateful, one thing.
I'm grateful, first of all, for
One-
what I am. For what I am.
Okay.
Right?
Grateful? What are you grateful for?
She was good. She was good. Mother, she's the happy one. I think.
She's happy? Tell me. I'm going to ask you. Grateful, one thing.
Gratuita.
Don't start thinking ahead of time.
Cosa gratuito per la mia vita? Dio.
La mia vita for her life. She's
Dio gratuito.
One thing.
Marriage.
Sorry?
My marriage. My family.
Myself.
No, behind you. Sorry. Your health? You're grateful for your health?
Life.
No, come on. No. Grateful, one thing.
There's lots of them.
So give me one. Don't stick.
All right. That in the morning I wake up and I see the
Sky?
the sky and the sun and I say, oh, what's
It's
a
amazing to be
day.
grateful for.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm grateful for my respect to my family and even for the service I'm giving. And that's something
I would be,
positive.
I respect your service.
My mother.
Your mother.
By the way, I have them during the day.
Family.
Family? What? Grateful. Your job. You're grateful for your job. You don't pick your wife? Ah! See, you're in trouble tonight. Family.
Family is what you opportunities.
Opportunities.
For having the strength to take care of my family.
Yeah?
And myself.
And you're grateful for mommy, right? Of course.
I can see.
That you can see. Love it.
For being myself.
Being yourself. Grateful. What are you grateful for? Mom, dad, what? Anything? Huh?
Mom and dad.
Perfect.
Family.
Family.
Myself.
For yourself.
So I die.
So your life. Your eyes that you can see, your tongue so you can taste, that you can talk, your lips so that you can feel things, you know, your ears so you hear. So, you know, I mean, everything in you have 5 senses. This is what vibration's all about. You have 5 senses to experience. Lose your eyesight now and tell me what you're going to appreciate. You see all this stuff, you take it for granted. You see it every single day. You don't know the color of my room. You don't know the color. Sometimes, what color is your wife's eyes? No, I don't get any more trouble. Because we have these eyes, but we don't even use them anymore. We don't see things around us. You're telling me the one thing, you're grateful for your family. That's good, and I appreciate that, and you should, and your family should appreciate that. But that's an easy one. But what about the fact that you're... Exactly. What about you, your breathing, your ability to... Are you grateful for... I'm going to give you an example, okay? Just hold on a second. I'm going to give you an example, okay? Who's grateful for the weight that they're at right now? I'm going to do it to you because you're the first one who said right away, we're not losing weight, so that's the problem. Okay, do that. You're not happy about that. Let's change the story. I'm going to change the story on you right now. I wish I had a mirror to do exactly this. So, you're cold?
I'm freezing. But it's okay if nobody's cold.
Is there anyone else
Please
cold?
somebody be cold. Just a little bit.
Light her up.
Because there's no down.
Oh.
Okay, so if it gets hot, I'll put it back on. All right, it's all right. So, watch. Your first thing that you said was, we're not happy because we haven't lost the weight. Fair enough. It's a valid statement to a point. To a point. So now, and I've done this example that's on a YouTube video I did. I put a mirror up right now. Right here, a mirror. I get you to stand in front of it with nothing on. Not in front of us, but just with nothing on. Okay? And while you're in front of that mirror looking at yourself, somebody is taking a picture of you. Okay, so I take a picture so you're wearing shorts, okay? So I take a picture of you looking at yourself. At the moment, why I'm taking a picture is because I want to take a picture and record that moment when you're thinking all of those things that you're thinking. Now, I guarantee you, When you're looking in front of that mirror, this is what you're saying. Oh God, I'm fat. Oh, I don't even want to see myself. I don't like this. Oh, my stomach is horrible. Oh, my bum. Oh my God, I look horrible. I'm old. I'm ugly. You're listing them off like that. You can list off those things quicker than you can give me how many things you're grateful for. Okay? So you're doing that. That's the situation. Fair enough. I took a picture, snapshot. That's it. As you are. A year goes down the road. You're driving your car to get some groceries for the family. You're going to make a nice breakfast for Sunday morning, and some drunk driver laid out the night before, blah, 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 smacks your car. You get thrown from the car through the windshield with your face first. All right, now your face is cut open, broken, and da-da-da-da-da. You broke your back, you're now in a wheelchair, whatever the case is. Your face is completely disfigured. You didn't die, though you might have thought to yourself, it's better if I did. You didn't die. You're in that position, and at that moment, in all callousness, I say to you this: you are now not happy, are you? You won't be happy.
It depends.
You won't be happy in that situation.
It depends.
And then I say, look at this picture. If you had the choice, where do you want to be? There or here?
Most probably, I want to be there. But if you say, okay, I accept this coming from the Lord. That's
Okay, that's a hard one to swallow, because that's a tough.
The real thing is, the real answer is, and the good answer is, I think, let's talk about me. I want to be health. I want to be nice, smart, beautiful. How can I say, friendly, a happy one. That's, I think,
Sure.
everybody's wish.
And
that is my wish too.
Okay, so fair enough. So who judges that you're not that? Who's the judge of that?
I don't care less.
Exactly. There you go. So that's my point. You're in that front of that mirror. You're criticizing yourself harder than possible. You find yourself in a worse situation. You'll always want to come back to this. And that's what I'm talking about in the now. You have to appreciate these types of things. These are the things that we're not seeing. So you just said, I want to be nice. Well, I think you're nice now. You want to be loving. I think you're loving, aren't you? I think you're intelligent. I think you have friends. I think you have all those things you already said. And I think if you're following the program, let's say, and you're eating effectively and so on and so forth, you're probably getting healthier too.
Yes, I'm already being healthy.
There you go. So basically everything that you said you want to be, you already have. So, but what I'm saying is that when you're in that position, we're not seeing those things. We're not seeing those things. We're still seeing other things that we're not. We're still saying, I want to be there, I want to be there. And that enables you, or you feel entitled at that moment, to tell me everything that's wrong right now.
It's not bad to wish to have what you don't have, is it?
No.
It's good.
It's good. There's nothing wrong with exceeding all expectations. There's nothing wrong if we don't have people out there using their ingenious brains to create a flight, we are not flying. If we haven't got somebody out there inventing, insulin, we're dying. So, it takes a genius mind to do that. But it also takes somebody who says, listen, I'm happy with who I am, and if this is the best I can be, I'm content with that. But I want more. There's nothing wrong with that. Achieve everything you possibly can. Go for broke. Climb the top of the mountain. Don't just stop at the bottom because you know that you can get to the top. Go for the top and then go for the next mountain, the next mountain. But the point is, you understand, is that you have to love this.
But I don't think anyone would like to stay there.
That's
I
fine.
think,
That's
for myself. I will always want to.
better yourself.
When I am here, I said, okay, I'm here. I will try to go and motivate.
But you're right, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there is, when a person says, but I'm not happy here, and I will only be happy when I get here, that's the danger.
No.
Because there's many people that say this, oh, if I only make 500 euros a month, I'd be happy if I made 1,000. And all of a sudden they go out and they aspire and they work really hard and they make 1,000. Then they get the 1,000 and they go, oh, I'm not happy at 1,000. If I could only make 2,000 a month, then I'd be happy. And then they aspire to 2,000. They get to 2,000 and they have a nicer home and a nicer car and they go, oh, I'm not happy with 2,000. It's not enough. I need 5,000. And then they push for 5,000 and then they make the 5,000 and they say, at 5,000 I need more because I can't drive the Mercedes and have the big villa and have the pool and the boat and the this and then that. I need 10,000. And this is how it goes. So there's a problem with that thinking because they're not satisfied with nothing and they're saying their happiness is coming at a cost. And in reality, the cost is everything. Their family, their health, they're all those things. Yes, tell me.
My happy.
I am happy.
My happy and Fred and Chiara.
She said that because you were asking.
Yes,
yes. She's still thinking
What she's grateful for.
what she's grateful for. And she want to give you an answer. She said, I'm happy, I've got friends, she's got Chiara.
That's very nice.
Chiara,
It's very sweet. So there you go. Good things. It is so important to appreciate this first. Or nothing. You'll never know. There is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's not there. But somebody told you that there was. It was in fairy tales, and we believe it, and we think we can get it. It's right now. Everything that you are, everything that you need to be exactly where you want, you're swimming in a pool of it. It's all around you. You're it. It's not in me.
I'm happy.
Yeah, but that's fine. And then you better that. But to better that, it's in you. It's not in me. I'm not your savior, and you're not my savior. Yeah, I'm not going to call you up when I'm down and depressed and saying, oh, I'm having problems over here. I'm not calling you. You can't fix me. It's within me. And when you understand that, and you're happy with who you are.
Yeah, I would like to say something to the lady. Say, nobody told you how nice you look. You already lost weight. And for me, when they say like that,
some people tell me.
I feel I am on the clouds.
But what makes me happy is not that. What makes me, the first time I talked with John, I talked with him about what I'm passing through, right? And I was, as he said, negative. But from that time, I talked to him, I realized in which state I am. And I said to myself, what did I gain in this last year? What did I gain? Nothing. I lost. I lost good times, I lost a lot. Alright? So I decide that I have to be positive. Every time, every morning I wake up, I say today is another day, I have to fight. To be positive.
That's the absolute best attitude you can.
And it helps a lot.
Yes.
It helps a little. Makes me good in diet, although maybe he says he should do it better. But for me, I'm happy.
Have you ever heard me ever say that to anyone? Do it better?
No, I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. I never say you need to do it better. I just say keep working. That's all.
Keep it.
It's a time process. It is a process of time. You don't plant a seed today, have an orange tree tomorrow, bearing fruit in 2 days from now. It is time. And the journey in itself is the value in it all. That's it. You'll find in the very end of the journey, it's not really the end result that is the most, it's not where you start and it's not where you finish. It's this in between that makes it all worthwhile. That's the experience.
And it is okay to take like a bad situation that you're in and push yourself to get out. Like for example, I had surgery and that put me in a wheelchair for 2.5 months, which is, it's like she said, someone said they can see, and it's odd to think that for like 2.5 months almost, I couldn't walk. I was stuck in a chair, wheeling around university, trying to get to my exams, and it's difficult because you've lost something. It's like losing a parent, losing something. I'm not saying the losses are the same, but you've almost had something taken away just because I couldn't use crutches because of blood pressure issues. It sounds ridiculous. But simply from the time I got into the wheelchair, I was miserable for like 4 or 5 days because I need to be mobile. I'm a person who doesn't like being dependent because I need to take care of myself and that's how I function. So simply realizing that there are people who love you people are okay just because you're not perfect, but God forbid who's perfect. And beyond that, simply 2 months ago, well, not 2 months ago now, because my rehab was supposed to take 8 months. In less than 8 weeks, I could jump and I could run, which is something which I can't do because I've never been able to do before, because you push yourself back, as you're saying, and simply because I said, oh, no, I can't not walk, excuse my language, I can't not walk, I pushed and I went out running for the first time, I took my first jump. It sounds crazy. I mean, I still can't swim because I'm still paranoid to do that, because I don't want to flip my legs, but it is, to take something negative and push the positivity is the only reason why I applied here.
Can I ask you a question? Do you appreciate walking?
Of course, I appreciate walking.
That's the nice thing about being in a wheelchair for 2.5 months.
Exactly.
And you can also
it's the only
appreciate-
thing that made me apply
And you
here.
can also appreciate the plight of someone who can't actually get out of a wheelchair. You learn so much about life and these experiences. There is nothing in life that is negative. There's no such thing as negative.
Well,
There's no negatives. No, there really is.
if you really want to see the positive in it, okay.
No, but it
But at
isn't.
the time, it could be very, very
No,
negative.
no, of course, it's true. It's true, but isn't that all about perspective?
It is.
Isn't that about where
as
a
you
person,
said.
isn't that where a person is residing in their life?
And
Again,
you
if your vibration is low, then everything that's going to come out of you is negative. Everything you're going to see is coming back negative.
And simply from what I told you now, like realizing that, yes, I will be able to walk in a bit. I just need to wait it out. I just need to push harder and try harder. And frankly, the big one is not give up, because I could have easily resigned and just never took that first step, because my surgery was a little bit botched, but anyway. It's the same as a diet. It's that first step, and God forbid, the first week, the first month, the first year is always the hardest. It's got to start somewhere, but it's the not giving up part.
Just so you know, I mean, I'm going to jump a bit on this. Language is so important. Language is so important. So, no, I'm not saying that you said anything wrong, but I'm just going to make an observation. Language is so important. So, like you said right away, you said in the beginning it's so hard. Okay. So, if your parents raise you and they say, listen, when you get married, it's very, very hard. You anticipate it's going to be hard. Just one second. If they say, you know, that life itself is very hard, you become accustomed to the fact that it's going to be very, very hard. Language is important. If a parent raises you and says, listen, life is challenging, but very, very rewarding, same thing. All of a sudden it changes your perspective on everything.
It's not what you say, how you
It's
say.
how you say it and the words that you say. So if you say, go tell someone, for example, and say, well, you know, if you do this program, you know, it's really, really hard to start, you scare half the people away because that language scares them. But if you say, hey, you know, if you do this program, it's challenging, but my God, it's rewarding. Whew, okay, he said the same thing. Because anything that's really hard, like you just went through, it's hard, but it was rewarding. Perspective is everything. There is no negative. A car runs with a battery and gas, but without the battery, it won't start. There's 2 posts on a battery. Is it true? 2 posts? What are they? Positive and what?
Negative.
And what? And what? So I just want you to say the word. And what? Negative. Without negativity, you can't have a positive outcome. You cannot be a great person without negative in your life. You can't enjoy the sun without the rain. You can't enjoy your life until you start to realize that you could lose it. You can't enjoy your power until you start to experience your weakness.
Yes.
You can't enjoy being up until you crash to the bottom. Now, you should learn that lesson, and what you want to learn is not to keep doing it over and over and over again. Because it's like what happens is you've been taught that lesson, but you haven't learned that lesson. You keep getting taught that lesson, but you don't absorb that lesson and change something so it doesn't keep happening. Because you don't need to keep crashing into the bottom to appreciate the top. You just have to be there once. I don't think you need to keep losing the use of your legs every year to appreciate walking. Once is enough. I don't think you have to have a failed marriage to appreciate what it takes to actually make your marriage work. Not 10 times for sure. If you're going to have 10 marriages, you can't make it work, don't get married no more. You shouldn't have to go through 25 diets in your lifetime to try to figure out how to change your life. Because if that's the case, you're not learning something. Okay? Listen, last thing I want to say, and it's now a little bit off topic, but I did this video about how to change the world. If you get on the group page, you'll see I do these videos. And one of the most important things I said in the end of it all is to change our future, to change our element or our environment. We are not going to change the world, unfortunately, but we will change this world. And the only way I think that you can do it, and you've probably heard this before, is to love yourself first and foremost. Love yourself first and foremost. Love yourself first before you love her and him. Because if you do that, you'll love them greater. You'll teach them all about love. Love yourself first, and then love the one beside you. And if you love yourself first and the one beside you, if you love someone first, if we do that now, we're all in love. And it sounds funny, but I'm going to tell you this. We'll all walk out the door giving us all a nice big hug, and we'll have a nice good feeling about it in the very end. I feel special. That changes everything. Imagine if you did that every day. One person plus one. One, because you have to. Because you're already in trouble now. One plus one. And it changes your entire world. It really does. If you want to be around positive people, love the people closest to you. Treat them like you would treat yourself. And you will have the most amazing life. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Because I did not have the best life. And I love my life. No matter how hard it is, I love it. If I wake up and I suffer tomorrow morning, you know what I say? I'm alive to suffer.
I know.
No.
Wake up to say that.
No. What I'm saying is, you know, my father's not alive to suffer. He's gone, which is sad. He's not going to see his grandchildren grow up. He's not going to see what changes happen in the world. You know, he died too soon. He's not growing up to suffer. So what I'm saying is if you can suffer, you can enjoy too, right? I mean, that's the thing. If I can wake up tomorrow to suffer, it means I'm waking up, I'm alive. It means I can use all my faculties, all my senses, and get the most out of everything. And if I'm suffering, then I can use my mind and change the way I speak, change my wording, change how I see things, change how I speak about everything and see everything, and my whole day is going to be much better. So is my life. That's a great thing. That's the most important gratitude you can have, is your life, as I see it.
John,
Is it 8 already?
No,
Oh my God, it's
no.
8:02.
No.
You got me.
When I had come to the first time, you said something about being in a private group on Facebook.
Yeah, the group page. It's called The Complete Mind and Body.
I
can't find you.
I don't know.
You can't find me. You have to send me a message, and then I add you.
Okay.
I have to add you.
I sent you a message.
Just send me a message on Facebook and say, add me to the group page. Send me a message. Whoever is not on the group page, send a message to me, and I'll add you. They should add you when they do your assessment.
Yes, because
No, it's fine. I'll add you.
Okay.
That's the talk vibrations. You understand about vibrations
Yes,
now?
yes.
Start understanding your vibration. Anybody have questions?
No.
No? Anybody want? Does anyone have a complaint? I dare you to be the first one to stand up and give me your complaint.
Yes.
Go ahead, tell me.
I know, I don't
Not
know.
okay.
I only came here yesterday for the...
Assessment? Did you follow?
No.
Well, then there you can't see him.
I know. It's just, as you said, you're going to say it's an excuse, but I just suffered a bit of a bereavement. And I haven't and when I came the first time, I was pretty much, okay, I'm going to go for it.
Yes.
And for 10 days, I was in it, you know, positively. And then it's an excuse, I know, but I did suffer a bereavement, and
So what do you want help with? Because whether I know what you're
so
saying.
no, I don't know if it's the excuse, and I don't know.
Yeah, but listen, in the end,
I'm really not-
I'm the hardest on this one. I'm the harshest on this answer right here, because I'm going to tell you right now. All right? Don't take me wrong, because whatever I say is just my own opinion. You can slam me for it, but don't take me wrong. Whatever bereavement, whoever it was, whoever you lost, they're already happier.
Oh no, for sure.
So hold on a second. So they're already happier. So that is already taken care of. You can't not make yourself suffer even more, because then it comes twice on you. It hits you twice as hard. If you slide back and give up on yourself, no matter how hard it is, you don't want to do that. This is when you need someone around you the most to encourage you. Because when you start to slide, now only do you have the bereavement to deal with, but you have the aspect of saying, I gave up on myself, I'm quitting, I can't do this, I'm not strong, and you start convincing yourself of this whole other story that isn't even real. So this is when you need someone to encourage you. That's where you have to either make a phone call here, send me a message, speak to anybody that you know that is positive and encouraging. And listen, this is the easiest way to look at this one. Anyone who climbs a mountain never goes straight up one step after the next. They go up, 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 and then they hit a patch and they slide. And they fall and they skin their knee. It's okay. They got to grab a root to hang on for dear life. And they drag themselves back up. No getting to the top of any mountain is just effortless. So in the same respect as being in the wheelchair or whatever else, use this. Realize that you're in a moment of learning. So don't close your eyes. It's not an excuse. Don't let it take you down. If it keeps you on pause this way, it's okay. Even if it knocks you back one, it's okay. As long, but no, it is okay. No. You don't have to be like that. It's okay. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Is it positive?
Yes.
Because you're still going forward. If it's 3 steps forward, 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, 3 steps back, is that positive?
No.
Yes, it is. Because you're still going forward. You're still making the effort. You haven't quit. Because if you quit, then it's like this. 3 steps back, 3 steps back, 3 steps back, 3 steps back. Bye.
Mela, that's how I did this last year. I think I was in her position, but I'm doing. Excuse me, John. Thank you.
Bye, John.
Ciao.
Thank
See you. Listen, support is important. So if you need support, this is not sinking in a ship now, as I was explaining earlier. Put your hand out.
Reaching out, it's okay.
Of course it's
So long
okay.
as-
It shows strength as well, don't
Exactly.
worry. As long as you're trying to get ahead and keep trying, it's okay. But don't get like negative on yourself.
I was very angry with myself. You know that I got your 3 books, you know,
Huh?
and I shoved them. No, but the first one that was just a hello,
Mhm.
I ate it, you know, I was really excited.
Mhm. So why are you here tonight?
Because I said if I don't come,
So where are you tonight? So where are you right now?
Yeah.
So there you go.
that's not enough.
It's the start again.
Yeah.
See, it's the first step forward. You're back on track. You're here. You see, this is now, keep that going. That's it. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Don't do that. That's a mistake, huh? We all go through these things. We all lose people, we all lose jobs, we all lose money. This is a thing that happens in everyone's life. It's not special to you.
Yeah.
Okay? How you deal with it is up to you, though. So don't take it, because I'm sure that you can turn around here and ask anyone and just say, does anyone relate to me? And I'm sure someone will tell you yes.
I'm the same, I feel the same way.
So, you feel the same way, or you're through it, or going exactly the same? Yeah? I'm going to have to stay up, because I got to bring the Bible, okay? So, nothing's taking me down.
I need to make a move.
Okay, no, that's not a problem. Okay, stay in touch.
Nice to have met you. Thank you, John. Thank you for tonight. See you soon.
All right.
See you. I feel better, actually.
Go ahead.
Good
That's
night.
important.
Good night. Ciao, ciao.
See you next week.
Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you.
Did someone say get here tonight? You came on your own? So then you're here.
I tried to come,
Well, you didn't try, you did it. You didn't try. You don't really need to try all that much. You just need to keep your eyes focused on where you want to go. This is the thing.
I need to change many things in my life.
Okay, well then you know. You know what you need to change. But if you know what you need to change, don't get lazy. A lot of people have, you know, their best thoughts. 12 midnight, 1 midnight, 1 in the morning, lying in bed, husband's sleeping, kids are sleeping, everything is settled down, they're lying in bed and they've got about 5 minutes, 10 minutes before they pass out, and they have nothing, they don't hear nothing, and they go like this. Why did I do that? Oh my God, I gotta stop this, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and they start thinking about what it is that they've got to do. And they get clear in that point because they're calm and they can think for a moment. They go, I gotta take care of myself better. I gotta put more value in myself. I've got to do this. And then you wake up, everything is already behind. You're late on everything. You're running out the door and life is going faster than your brain can go. And you're not thinking that thought again for another, you've got to make it every day. Does anybody here own a business? No one owns a business? You own a business? You own your own business? You own your own business? Okay. When you started your business, it was an idea. When you had that idea, this is what happened. Oh my God, I got a great idea for a business. And then you sat down and you thought about it. But you didn't write nothing down yet. And then you couldn't stop thinking about it. You were thinking about it in the day, you're thinking about it at night, then you start writing it down, then you start planning it out, and then as you're planning it out, you're going, oh my God, I gotta do this, gotta do this. And you start creating a list of what you gotta do, and you make the list happen, then you go to the bank, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you do all this, and the next thing you know, you have the business. And you're already 10 years past in the business, and you're going, oh my God, my business is pulling your hair out. But the reason why you have the business, the reason why it's in your hands, is because you did the same thing that you need to do. Every day. Think about it. Think about it. My life is my business. I am my business. I need to lead by example. I'm the one in my family who's got to take responsibility for me. No one else can do it. Think about it in the day. Think about it at night. Think about it. Write it down. Prioritize it, make the list, do the gratitude list, read about it, think about it, do it, and it'll happen. Just like that. No different than your business, no different than your business. Hey, I've been this coming January, 30 years in business. 30 years. It's a long time. It started just like this. I was inspired. I was inspired. I was inspired because I was in a gym and there was a woman bigger than you. And I saw her walk into a gym and I knew she was going to do this program. There was a thing, life program, $19 a month, and she signed up and she was as big as you in a gym in 1986 when women were wearing tights and the thong on the outside, all right, hair out to here, huge amount of makeup, and she walked into this gym. And every girl is like looking great, and this woman completely didn't fit. It's where she needed to be. Right? And as soon as she signed up, I already knew what was going to happen. They took her through, showed her the equipment. They just wanted to sign her on the contract, which was a lifetime contract. So we had them at home, lifetime, $19 a month. And they take you to credit court for it. They signed her up. She showed up one time, I remember, because I lived in the gym essentially. She showed up one time. She was like big woman standing there at this machine. People were using it. She looked like this, like embarrassed. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Shy to be there. Turned around and walked out the door and never came back again. At that moment, I saw that. That's what I got in my head. Oh my God, I got to do something about this, because she could have went home and killed herself. I saw in my mind that she was the one at that moment, at the very end of her rope, you know, saying, I gotta change. I've tried it before, I keep trying, it doesn't work. And I saw the ad in the paper and it says, we care. Come to us, $19 a month. And she went, she believed it. And they totally blew her. Like that, they didn't care. And she went home and she went, whoosh. That's what I saw. So that's what I did. I thought how you thought, like you thought. I started thinking what I could do, how do I do it? And that's it. And I wasn't like, what I was doing then is not what I'm doing now. I didn't speak to no one then. One-on-one, just talking about my own life a bit, here, there. I started slowly. I didn't amass this experience. I didn't have a lot. I was 19 years old. All I knew is I wanted to help. That's all I knew. All right? So, you see, so at 19, that's where I am. At 49 years old, 30 years later, I like what I do. I believe that I'm good at what I do. And I think that if people actually follow what I'm saying, they not only gain health, they gain perspective on life, they start feeling better about it, they see the goodness in themselves. There's a whole lot of positive things that can happen here. That's what I think. So I can say, same thing. Nothing different about me than you. have age to you too, so your business is you. Take care of it. Anybody else have anything you want to say? No? Honey, you're all good? Everybody's good? You're okay now? You want to talk to me? Okay. Well, on that note, I thank you for coming. I don't know if it felt good to you, but it actually felt good to me. You know, sometimes when I have the hardest day, today's been a hard day. I've been sick for about 10, 12 days. I got this thing, you would know maybe about it. It's called ileus. You know what it is, ileus? Yeah. Ileus? Yes. My upper intestines are paralyzed, so I'm not digesting food, so I'm bloated all the time. I'm sick, I'm throwing up every day. I can't eat, I'm training for a show and I can't do nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to be around anyone. And it's the same every day. I can't eat. I almost passed out twice yesterday because that's why I'm always sweating now, because I'm faint because I can't eat, no food, nothing. And it's the worst day today, it's the worst effect. And right now I'm holding my stomach in and I have a flat stomach, but it's out to here and I don't like it. And in reality, this has made me feel better. Isn't that funny? It's cathartic. I feel better too. So I go upstairs and I feel better. See, I need it too. So it worked for me. I hope this helps you. Okay?
Thank you.
So you're more than welcome. So we see you hopefully in 2 weeks or so. And all right, you sure you're okay carrying that watch around your arm? Is that why you're in the gym?
Yes. That's it.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
No, you're more than welcome.
Thank you, Sean. All right. Cheers. Thanks.
I'm positive today, not because of positive. Thank you.
Can I